Hi guys, Type 38, Japanese Arisaka. This is in 6.5 by 50 or 6.5 by 51. That's the cartridge, and that's a 30-06 just for scale. And it is a 6.5 millimeter bullet, and it's got a 50 or 51 millimeter case length, depending on which source you look at. And it is semi-rimmed, meaning that it has got a slight rim versus rimless, which is just a groove on the 30-06. Overview on it. So the mum has been ground off, and it's kind of rusty over there. It's still got the dust cover on the bolt, and it's got some rust patina, oiled rust all over. Not bad. Actually, it is in very, very good shape, and a little bit more of a brown rust over there, and then quite a bit on the trigger guard and the bottom metal and the magazine plate. Butt plate doesn't look too bad. So the stock is typically Arisaka, joined over there, and it's in one piece. But somebody varnished it. They just slapped varnish on it, and you can see the way it was. I don't think they prepared it, which is probably good. So what I'm going to be doing with it is I'm going to pull it all apart, get all the metal off it, get this varnish off the stock, and just do a oil finish on the stock. Not try and do as little as possible sanding or no sanding at all. Just strip off the old finish, and I will then put the metal bits in the conversion pot and then oil it all up and put it all back together. Okay, starting with disassembly. So this Type 38 was Japan's service arm from 1906 until 1945. Just get the bolt out. And there's the dust cover on the bolt. That's the tab that pulls and pushes it back. To get the cleaning rod out, you depress the nose cap clip or catch, and there's a little hollow over there, or a little recessed area there, that holds the cleaning rod or clearing rod in. You got to keep depressing that to get the nose cap off, and it's tight. Got a polished hammer. There you go. Got the nose cap off. Twist it around, it can get over the sights. This barrel band, you got a clip to depress, and you can move the barrel band off. Front action screw. Rear action screw. Okay, now bottom metal should come off, and the gun should come out the stock. Okay, so that thing is loose over there. the bottom. There we go. Bottom metal. Okay, got it separated. That extra tang goes in under the action. The top wood just slides in under the sight. Getting the bolt release out. Very Mauser types, very much a Mauser spring or trigger. Spring on a post over there. Spring slides in under the rear sight, which gives spring tension. Slides in underneath there. That's held in by that single little screw. It's on a dovetail, so the screw just holds it so it doesn't move out. The screw doesn't have spring tension. The screw just stops this from moving in and out. Hinge pin for the rear sight, and the rear sight can come off. Taking the bolt apart, just push in on the safety and rotate clockwise. And that comes out. There's the striker with a firing pin and the firing pin spring, or the striker spring. And that's it. A lot of rust on the bolt. To get the extractor spring, or the extractor which is also its own spring, to get that off, you kind of got to twist it out of that groove so that it that lug gets out of the groove, and then just push forward on it, and it clips out of that little keyhole over there with those two fingers. I'm going to leave that on the bolt. Getting the Arisaka back together after the cook. I'm going to start off with a sight. I'll start with a spring first. It dovetails in on there, and it just slides in. I'm going to put it in all the way, so that just gives me some leverage on the on that spring, because I got to get this in while I get the pin in. Okay, got it started. Now just to drive it home. Okay, so it's in. So now we can just drive the spring in all the way under the sight. And there's a little screw there, lock screw, to just stop it from moving out. Trigger's got a spring, it goes on that post, it goes in there, and then it's got a pin that goes into that hole. Getting the ejector in, two light screws, one holds in the ejector, the other one holds in the actual catch. Bolt body, striker, the spring, the extractor on the bolt shroud. It goes in first, striker goes in first, and that's our firing pin protrusion over there. The striker spring, and this is just on a bayonet clip, so you got to get that in and turn it anti-clockwise, and we're good to go. Get the extractor on. I need to get it that lip goes into that groove, so you want it before you hit on the side of that groove, so you get that into there. There's a keyhole slot over there that slides on there, and you got to kind of push it back and let it climb onto the actual bolt like that, and then you turn it into that groove, and there you have it. Magazine follower. The spring has got a thinned out section over there, so that slides on into those two lips there, like that, and the magazine floor plate goes in from the back, slides in, clips in behind that ledge. That's done. Okay, getting the stock together. Get the barrel clip, the barrel band. That just goes into that little hole. You line it all up, make sure it goes into that slot. Get the nose metal on, that slots into the stock over there, and then we got a pin that goes through there. Okay, that's in. Next up, the front nose cap, the latch for that, as well as the latch that keeps the ramrod in. Screw, and it's got a steel plate on the top that sits in that inletted area over there. That's got to go in there. It's got a short screw on the top, and then a long screw going through the bottom. Getting the action into the stock. Don't forget the tang extension that slots into that square over there. That in there. Magazine box. Got a cutout there for the trigger. That sits there. And we got another little extension on the trigger guard, tang extension for the rear. It slots in to that slot over there. And all of it should just slide out. Kind of got to lift up on the muzzle end of it to slide in, and then we got 3 screws to go in there. A very long one goes in that hole, but from the top. The short one goes at the front, and that's the real tang screw over there. And got a catch in the front, catches there, and then you just push it home, and there's the catch inside the trigger guard that it clicks into. Front wood goes on, it slides in under the rear sight like that, and then the barrel band holds it in over there and just slides in on that clip, or the front ring rather, with a bayonet lug, so the tapered or the rounded surface goes forward. Get that over the sight, and then twist it around, get it onto the wood, and press down on that catch, and then clicks home. The cleaning rod or clearing rod, it just slides in there, and it's held in by that same catch over there, so you press down on it to pull it out. That's home. Got the dust cover, it goes in through that hole, and right, it's got to slide in at the bottom on the rail. You can see a little bit of the rail peeking out there. The way the safety works, it's cock and closing, so push forward on it and twist it up. On safe right there, and trigger's dead. To fire, push forward and down. There you go guys, all done. So I cleaned off that varnish off the stock and just gave it an oil finish. Didn't put any sandpaper on it, didn't want to fool around with any of the wood. Just took the varnish off, mechanically scraped it, and then rubbed it down with some lacquer thinners to get the last bit of it off, and then did a oil finish on it, just a Danish oil, all the way through. I think the stock came out good. The laminate there, still in one piece, it is starting to separate there, but it's really only superficial up to that point, so I just let it be. The steelwork I cooked off. I had that in the pot, and that like a brown. There's still a bit of brown left there, and it's weird how some of the metal reacts. Some of it just goes jet black, and other parts retain a bit of a brown tinge to it. The bottom metal is very evident that there's still like a brown tinge left there, but it was all cooked just the same, just exactly the same, just reacted differently to to the cooking butt plate. I think it came out really nice. Hope you guys found that interesting and that it helps somebody out there. Stay safe. We talk again. Cheers.